That smoke powder smell. It smells so good.
Lost in thought.
All is ash and meat.
Biggest firework they have. Would you throw it at a steel watcher?
You don't have the pocket money for that. Maybe a little one, but you have to pay me.
Only in the Baldur Gazette.
Shouldn't go wandering in dark alleys. Very dangerous hobby. Gets people killed.
On the half-orc's finger, you notice an unusual ring. Heavy and with a strange symbol carved on its surface.
Scurry away, good book, before I crush you.
You recall seeing this symbol on marked for Nine Fingers Keen, leader of the guild. The thug works for her.
Oi! Stop staring. Start walking. Last chance. You're here to see Nine Fingers? She didn't tell me. Always don't let anyone through, Tuscron. Never here's a list of special guests. Confusing. Come, I'll take you to the guild hall. Nine Fingers is inside. In you go. Before I change my mind.
You're supposed to be looking out for us, not the bloody skies.
It might seem a bit ramshackle, but this place is a boast-worthy bar.
A bar is only as good as its cellars. Which vintages can we expect to find on their racks?
Here, a bottle is judged more by its ability to crack heads than the quality of its contents.
Come on now, guys. Nine Fingers herself got
All on the same side, friend. Nine Fingers invited
The
us
main
herself.
criteria, then I shall
The guild
reset my expectations accordingly.
But I think it's best
Water it
if
is.
your Zentrim keep to themselves. There's not a lot of trust in the guild.
You're all scared shitless of this Stone Lord, you mean? Which is exactly
someone's vintage Moonshae Zinfandel collection. But it looks like a lot of the bottles have gone missing.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Arm any children old enough. If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
Keep your underpants clean, Uktar. We're playing host to a hero. You recall our reports of Ketheric Thorm, General of the Absolute, Champion of Merkel, unkillable Tyrant of Moonrise. Meet the one who killed him. Whichever one gives you the most comfort. The Guild is this city's first and last line of defense. It's only natural that we watch the gates for anyone interesting. I'd say you qualify. I already know the one thing about you that I need to. You've crossed paths with the cult's leadership before, and you're still standing. I mean to burn the Absolute from the face of my city. So if you mean to help, congratulations. We just became the best of friends. You have. But don't be so quick to bat away a helping hand. We find few enough of them in this city. The Flaming Fist can be bought. The Harpers are scattered, and the Parliament of Peers, well, they're just generally too inbred to be useful. The Absolute's at our gate, and the Guild are the only ones truly standing against it. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. The leader of some new crew that's intent on paining my arse. If he was just another upstart who didn't like paying guild dues, fair enough. But he and his crew make no demands. Leave no survivors to pass on a message. All I know is that on every scrap of ground he takes from me, the cult of the Absolute soon starts sprouting. Doesn't matter. Whatever god the prick prays to, I'll send him to meet it soon enough. Simple enough. After Jaheira warned me and then disappeared, I went nosing into the cult for myself. I could bore you with the details. How I found evidence of Gortash's projects, traced him to Orin the Red, and made a safe bet there was some dried-out old necromancer to round out the three. Because it's always the dead, bloody three. Has been half-gods who can't help but make their irrelevance everyone else's problem. Oh. You've got some juicy little tidbit I haven't heard yet.
Scurry away, good book, before I crush you.
You recall.
Oi! Stop staring. Start walking. Last chance. You're it. Always come.
Leave Aelin to her sorrow. Likely the wizard only reminds her of all the other fools past and present who have sought to use her. I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it. The Harpers are the city's best information network. With them out of action, we shall have to fall back on second best. Nine Fingers Keen. Oh, to be so innocent. Nine Fingers Keen controls the guild, which in turn controls every criminal racket from Heapside to the High Hall. Nothing happens in this city that she doesn't hear of, sooner or later. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking. You'll need to free up your ranks a little first. Then let us be about...
Still breathing, despite everything. Is that blood? No, never mind.
In you go, before I change my mind.
Side, friend. Nine Fingers invited us herself.
The Guildmaster hired you, yes. But I think it's best if you're there. There's not a...
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city. I didn't say forgive.
Yes.
Keep your underpants clean, Uct. You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well.
Of gold? Oh, I did not know I meant so much to you, Guildmaster.
Oh, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you.
This is the one who saved my life. So really, she owes you your gold piece. But we can settle debts later, Nine Fingers. For now, we need help. We're searching for Minsk of Rashomon.
A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse.
What treachery is this, Nine Fingers? Have you thrown in with the Absolute too?
Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. It's Minsk who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. Stone Lord.
Lies.
It should. My people speak it in the same breath as Saravok and Demogorgon, but he's just another upstart. In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this ripe little cult takes root. But not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next. And he'll find us ready to hit back this time.
Nine Fingers. Estelle. Call off your ambush, tell us where he is, and we'll handle this.
We? I heard what happened to your harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira, well, you've earned that much. My guild hall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose 2 of its heroes in one day.
There's little point in pressing Nine Fingers further. She means what she says. But we swore no vows. She won't tell us where to find Minsk? Someone else in her guild hall will. We need to be swift. I suppose we must greet the local wildlife. Guildhall is awash with ale-scented gossip at the best of times. These days, they have nothing but the Stone Lord to talk about.
So, this Stone Lord is the legendary Minsk. And a newly minted cultist, no less. Are we sure we want to find him before Nine Fingers does? I doubt he'll be pleased to see us.
Minsk, the Great Ranger. He's alive and infected. Else, we need to act.
Before you ask, I ain't got none of that plum Prosecco. Now, what can I get you, newcomer? Beverages of distinction, or in some cases, extinction, if you ain't careful. How you feeling today? Lucky? What are you having? Around here, silence is golden, mate. Best remember that. Now, what can I get you?
Bare hands.
A charm, of course. And then you'll do it yourself.
No distractions, mate. Nine Fingers has me watching over Pierre Priss here. Wants her friends in Parliament close with this new Duke making moves.
You are not known to me. For supplies, seek the bugbear. To trade trinkets, the fetcher's brats. I am Ukta, duly elected guild bursar, and I will not have my time wasted.
Oh, is that what Nine Fingers was doing earlier? Wasting guild time with this Stone Lord business?
You might say so. I could not possibly comment.
I sense there is no love lost between the two of you.
I need not love to serve. You have a point you wish to make? I have not come so far by indulging in petty disputes. But I am open to transactions of mutual benefit. I am interested in gaining access to vaults beneath the counting house. I'd pay well for keys to those vaults, provided said vaults are not emptied prematurely, of course. I suspect that what you seek might also be found beneath the counting house. I tell you this only as a matter of mutual interest.
She plans to ambush Minsk at the counting house. But what the hells would he want there?
What you do with that information is a matter for yourself. Now, back to the vault keys. Do we have business to conduct? Until you do, then.
Come on now, guys. Nine Fingers herself got a very...
The counting house. More bastion than bank, I'm afraid. Minsk must have a way in. But it's never had much use for coin beyond whatever sharp steel it could buy. There must be something in the vaults the Great Chosen are after. All the more reason to get there. Swiftly. Only what we heard from Keen. He seems to have sprung up while we were out in the Shadowlands. The Stone Lord she describes sounds nothing like Minsk. As for the name, well, a bad joke, perhaps. The time of troubles ended almost a century and a half ago. I weathered the years between with all the elven grace you have no doubt come to expect. But do you know how Minsk, A human past those years? I'll give you a hint. They named him the Beloved Ranger. No? It was a statue, dedicated to one of the city's lost heroes. Only it was that hero, Minsk, frozen in stone for a century, and freed, the story goes, in the city's hour of need. Because who would question a statue to our friend? Thinking Minsk of Rashomon had returned to a hero's welcome in Rashomon. I don't even know how he was freed. Harper work would take me from the city, sometimes for years at a time. The few occasions I visited his monument, well, I took it as a moment for reflection. To think of old friends, and the fight I had to continue in their name. And during all my self-serious brooding, that big, dumb, insufferable buffoon was staring me in the face. I did. On occasion, I even found myself critiquing the stonework. Surely his head was not so large as this. I cannot call myself a particularly good friend. But I am his friend. And I cannot let Nine Fingers have him.
Support your own! Better prices here than topside! Come on now, guys! Nine Fingers herself got a very fine hat from me. Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling? Let's just say Fetcher isn't himself, so I'm running the shop. You buying or selling? jewelry lifted fresh from rich fat fingers. See anything you like? Let's talk price. See anything of yours? No, you didn't. Support your own! Better prices here than topsides.
I'd expect a flaming fist or four to be stationed nearby.
They stick to sunnier streets. Heavens forbid they disrupt any of that guild business they're so well paid to ignore, hmm?
The fists aren't what they used to be.
Looks just like a Hollyfan, that does.
You're supposed to be looking out for us. Bloody skies.
I grieve to tell you, Will. They never were.
Try and imagine doing your job properly then.
Cut and run.
Might will prevail. this fool.
By your command.
What do I have to lose?
Let's turn someone inside out.
Today, you fool.
Blades bared. I'll strike you down.
The dance macabre.
Red in tooth and claw. On the hunt.
the slaughter. Over here.
This is my time. Fleet of foot.
You still have time to surrender.
I'm ready.
Onward. I can still move fast when I need to.
On my way.
Can you feel death's cold grip? Moving.
No time to waste.
Still standing, no matter what you heard.
you for cutting those creatures down, truly. Gods know what would have happened if you weren't here.
Sahuagin. But why are they so close to the city?
There better be a soft bedroll in my near future.
Fish by now. Not that smell.
Not everyone subscribes to what is mine is
Bad for business.
The scales are still glistening with seawater. These fish were freshly caught.
Maybe we should meet somewhere different next time. Folk will get suspicious.
Over what? As far as they're concerned, we're just a couple of friends. That's curious.
Dedicated to one more network. They don't like it when we think too much. You might question their authority. Everyone has to contribute. We all have to take care of each other. Once the washing is finished, you can pay. In my opinion.
You think you can do better? Push me yours.
Right, here's one for you. Did you hear about the rabbit that became a frog?
Perhaps you just focus on the paper selling and leave the writing to me.
What's the first thing you want to do after we settle in?
Or maybe 2.
And chill.
You've been caught in the act. So much for the perfect crime. With your prize discarded, the matter can rest.
Differently after some food and rest.
Fools! The pair of you. Just be ready to leave when the time comes, or preferably before.
Chap, I know you're hurting, but it won't be that
You won't lose us. We've come this far, haven't we? Right here.
I hope so. I really do.
Finally here. Listen up. In Baldur's Gate, you do not mouth off to the flaming.
I've no qualms with the quality of the content. I've always enjoyed reading it myself.
Don't tell our writers that.
We're not.
Unless you want to set fire to the Baldur's Mount Gazette.
I'm still right here.
No, you mustn't. The city is full of criminals. We can't let them all live vulnerable. Fine. I'll just stand here.
Don't give me trouble now.